Fawn Jog Vlog.
Netflix's latest original film is The Old Guard, starring Charlize Theron as, well, Andy, that's short for her name. She's the leader of a gun-centric Highlander mercenary unit. And by that I mean they don't go around beheading people so much as shooting up the joints. And when they get shot a whole bunch, they fall to the ground limp, and then their wounds push out the shells, and they're back in action. So yeah, they've got that going for them. And there can be only one? Not really. There's actually 4 of them. Though they don't find new members very often. They did come across a new one though. Her name is Nile, played by KiKi Layne. She is a Marine who had her throat slit in combat in Afghanistan. Charlize's unit gets visions of her, and that kind of draws them together. It's been 200 years since this has happened, so I guess whenever you come across a new gun-toting Highlander, you want to get them on board with the program. Oh, but not all is well for the unit, because Chiwetel Ejiofor, 12 years a slave, hires them to rescue girls captured in Sudan, but it's a setup. There's actually an evil pharmaceutical company trying to capture the immortals. Obviously, they want to dissect them and try to come up with cures for cancers and all that other good stuff that could help humanity, but is it ethical? Probably not. This movie has a shitload of problems because it's billed as an action film, even by Netflix themselves. And okay, there's gunfights. I'll give you that. I don't know if I'd really call this an action movie, because at over 2 hours long, and the bulk of it being very talkative exposition that just brings the movie to a standstill, and a complete lack of character development outside of Andy, Nile, and maybe Chewie. I mean, for example, one of the most recently converted immortals from 200 years back is this guy they call Book. Is he some sardonic bookworm? Nah, he's just another immortal with no personality. You do have a gay couple in the midst, so swoon. Yeah, if you are willing to go ahead and prop up a movie just because it speaks to you, well, that tells you everything you need to know about today's film criticism. About midway through the film, while Andy is lazily getting Nile up to speed, she mentions that sometimes these immortals just die. It's just your time, and you don't heal anymore, and so be it. Okay, so we haven't really thought this out as much as we did even Highlander. The Old Guard really shows its budget at times. I mean, aside from just coming to a dead halt whenever people start talking, you get some quasi-Highlander-esque flashbacks that are so brief you may blink and miss them, which makes Ren festivals seem expensive. The gun battles are present, that's nothing you haven't seen before. Action set pieces seem to be non-existent, as are chase sequences. But I guess this is what you get when you hire on the director of Love and Basketball.
Vaughn! And that scene where the woman's falling out of the building, was that real, or did they use Philips CDI?
You nailed it, Mom. They used the Philips CDI. Oh, there's a sequel bait ending, so that this can be a franchise starter for Netflix, something they sorely lack in terms of features. And to its credit, it's possible that the conflict which could ignite with the sequel, it might be more interesting, because this film lacks suspense. And it's not just as simple as saying, oh hey, these guys can't die, so what's the point? I'm saying I was never excited. I didn't feel like there was anything interesting happening. There was no snark. Yeah, it's good that they took the action seriously, but there was no levity at all. And you always need that to balance out the tone. Curious enough, all of these immortals were soldiers at some point in time. How come we don't have one of them who wants to be an artist? And so they can't die, and that gives them plenty of time to mix their oil paint. I give The Old Guard 2 out of 4 stars. So we're at the part of the video where I have to beg you to hit the subscribe button and ring that bell, because subscribe doesn't really account to anything other than YouTube might someday send me a plaque.